I am Vinnie Tollerton, folks. Here we are again on the Friday show. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of the show, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed, folks. The Friday show, most times we get a luminary in the field of health and fitness in here, but no, not today. No, we have better, much better. I'm talking about the woman who will grace every Monday with her voice and her presence. The beautiful, the vivacious Miss Anna Vocino. How you doing, Pumpkin?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Pumpkin?
Anna, I wanted to bring you in because yesterday we went to 1,900 shows. So
wow,
we just went to 1,900 shows. Can you imagine?
Some would say that's too many shows.
What someone said when we got to show number 3, maybe you guys have had enough.
I think that was me.
Oh yeah, it was you and your husband who was saying, what the hell is this guy doing in my garage with him?
Every Sunday.
So I wanted to have you on around that landmark, even though
I appreciate that.
No, by the way, whenever we do get to the 2000, so we're 100 shows away now.
Yeah, we got to do something.
Away. We said that at 1,000, but we ended up doing.
I know we didn't. We don't do anything. But by the way, you do 5 shows a week. We do these shows plus all the social media to promote the shows and all the things. And so then it's like, you think you should have like a special thing, but it's like, literally it takes all the energy just to do the regular shows. But we're like, yeah, we're going to do it. We're going to do a 24-hour podcast. Oh, we're going to have a thing. We're going to have the president of fitness is going to be on, or like whatever. We're
going to do like 24 hours nonstop.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. We're going to have every guest on.
And we're going to put it on the Facebook.
Lightning round.
Twitter. Yeah, we're going to do it, man. And then I'll call Anna and she'll go, I got a hangnail. I go, yeah, my voice is, fuck it. Let's just,
let's just do a regular show.
Yeah, let's just do it.
And talk about pooping.
You got anything to talk about?
Yeah, exactly.
Anna, there's another reason I wanted to have you on today. This may very well be our last show.
Oh, God.
That's
right. See, the thing is, I speak Vinnie now. It only took me 10 years to figure out how to speak Vinnie. And I know when you say it might be our last show, it means that you're about to start some shit, is what that means. You're about to throw kerosene on the little wood burning stove and burn the house down.
Anna, I have what some may call enough. I've had enough. I'm done.
Okay.
I have no reason to continue. Well, I don't even know why I'm doing this show anymore, to be honest with you. So many things.
You're being really negative right now.
And that's why you're here. I'm not kidding. I'm not in a good way today. I should not be on the mic. Tallulah answered me to know that I'm in a lot of pain today. I'm not in a good mood. I'm going to tell you.
I don't blame you. If you're in pain, you can't be in a good mood.
Let me tell you how this all started.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Last time I had a massage was probably, let's call it 3 months before the pandemic started.
I was going to say, I've never even known you to get a massage.
I don't get them very often. Usually it's when I'm all messed up and something's wrong. And I'll get like it's not like a, hey, let's.
No, it's like a deep tissue sports thing.
Relax. And we're going to paint some oil. No, when I go in, there's some yelling and screaming going on when I'm in that.
Those are the best kinds, by the way.
I have them twisting me and I got a problem. So I call that a massage. Situation. Yeah, no, I'm usually coaching them. I just hire someone to come over and move me around.
Yeah.
But I haven't had that for almost 2 years now. Since, I think I had one since I've been here, and they didn't really get what I was asking for. In LA, I had a group of people because they wanted my clients. So they were always willing to come over. They always wanted to work on me for free. I would always make them charge me full go because I didn't want anyone thinking I owed them favors. Right. And I had some of the greatest masseurs and masseuses you can possibly shake a stick at. Now I'm here. Now you would think in a town like this, the town I live in, there's a lot of money here. Money usually brings in the best of those kind of people.
Yes.
Right. Because they want to, they know where they can make their living. I'm told that there's some great people here. I can never get a massage on the day that I want it. Now you might go, come on, Vinny. Yeah,
You have to plan more in advance, Vinny.
okay, Vinny, you want it the next day? Come on, what are you? What 2 days, 3 days? Some of them are 3
What are
weeks.
you,
to a
Imelda
month.
Marcos?
Exactly. And these people 3 weeks to a month out. It's like,
Wow.
I'm fucked up today. I'm hurting now. Right now, I'm hurting. And you're telling me, oh, hang on to that pain, Vin, because we'll see you in 3 weeks. Okay. So I was trying this morning. I came back. I was home. I came home. I said, honey, can we get me anyone? Because she knows people and she knows, and she can make a phone call. She goes, I'm sorry. I can only get you into this place. You know, they got good Yelp reviews. I went right there. Stop. I don't want Yelp review. I want reviews from people you know who say, go
Right.
to this person. Because if it doesn't work out, you can't go yell at Yelp.
Right.
Right. So I was already in a bad way. So what I did, I didn't even stay in my gym. I went to a different gym in town.
Mm-hmm.
And I started stretching and moving around and doing it myself and working. I feel a lot better now. I better do an ad while I can still get paid. Belcampo, Belcampo.com. Belcampo. The other night, Anna, if you go look at my Instagram,
Oh my God, I saw it.
I put up 2 pieces of meat.
They were stacked.
It was the Dolly Parton of meat.
Yeah.
Oh, it was stacked.
Mm-hmm.
That was some rib eyes right
They
there.
looked like ribeyes that were about 2 inches thick each.
Easily.
I'm talking.
Belcampo.
Yeah.
Anna, that thing has been clicked on. That night on Twitter got clicked on over 10,000 views that night. Everybody was like, geez, what am I looking at? Just go to Belcampo. You get some of that too.
That's right.
Belcampo. All marbled up. Big line of fat. And, oh, it was so good, Anna. It was so good. Belcampo.com. These people have meat that's overboard. By the way, I like to air dry those in the fridge for a couple of 3 or 4 days. Those both were air dried for a few days,
Nice.
just so you know. And I just leave, how do you do that, Anna? Tell them how put it on a little rack it's like a little screen rack. Just let it sit in your fridge. Don't cover it.
I'll wrap mine in paper towels because in case they give off excess water, but
just dry
you don't
them
have to.
Dry them up because mine are they're suspended with the little rack.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Belcampo, they got it all.
Those were some beautiful ribeyes. And the thing is that you didn't just get the best ones. They still have more.
Yeah, they got more of that. You can go get that. Go get Belcampo, Belcampo.com. Promo code Vinnie will save you 15% every single time at Belcampo. 15% off your entire order, not just one time. This is every time. Most meat companies, we had another sponsor at one time. They said, look, we'll give you free shipping, but we can only do 5%. We'll lose money. This meat, number one, is the best meat I've ever had. Number two, 15% off. I don't know how in the hell they're making money over there at Belcampo. They're their own supply chain. That's how they do it.
They have the tri-tip.
Yeah, they got everything. They got it all, Anna.
What was that? Did you get the organic ribeye boneless? That's on
I can't remember. I'll be honest, I can't remember. I can't remember because yeah, you can go get that piece of meat right now. Belcampo, 15% off, promo code Vinnie, Vinnie. By the way, I had them set it up so that I can see every order that comes in. And you guys, I see the orders coming in. I can see exactly what you guys are ordering. Good on you. Man, people are getting the meatballs, the NSNG approved meatballs. They're getting chicken. They're getting all of it. They're getting the meat, the pork, all of it. The bone broth. I see it all. I see what comes in. Belcampo.com.
They have the bavette. Ooh, the meatballs.
It doesn't end, Anna. It doesn't.
I know. It's like making me crazy.
And they put in that promo code Vinnie, 15%.
I'm going to.
off, Belcampo.com. Okay. I'm finally, even though the Olympics are not over, and as you know, I love the Olympics.
I know you love the Olympics. And I feel like I used to love the Olympics, but this year the Olympics are really annoying me.
I would like to hear why they're annoying you, because they're
just
annoying
every reason why everyone's annoyed. And I feel like, and I realized when I woke up yesterday, I was like, oh, we still have another week of the Olympics. I hope they become less annoying.
Well, let me go.
I hope
through-
people are enjoying competing and getting into the spirit more. I just feel like for some reason this year is just snake bit. You know what I mean?
Well, first off, is the 2020 Olympics being done in 2021? Why couldn't they just change it to 2021? Just call it that. What, they have all the logos made? What's wrong, Japan? You can't go make a 1. You got to make a 1, Japan. Take the 0
I think
out,
it's the
put a
Olympics
1.
committee that once again is annoying me. I love the athletes. I want them
Okay.
to be able to do their thing.
Now, can I get into it, Anna?
Yes.
Simone Biles. I've been quiet about this the entire time. I'm ready to talk. I'm a big fan of Simone Biles.
She's the GOAT.
She's the greatest of all time. The woman's doing things that no one else can do.
Yep.
But I've been complaining for years saying, you know how, I don't know about other states, but in California, they go, oh, wait, because of your group or your ethnicity or whatever, your math scores don't have to be the same. You can make up math. And am I making this up, Anna, or is this a thing going on in California?
Is that the thing that they do with the Asians?
Yeah, they do it with everyone else. They'll go, they'll
Because
level
the Asian
field.
the kids of Asian descent are better at math. They'll be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the
You know, here, let's forget about that. Let me give a better example because
Okay.
it's nationwide. Asians. There were too many Asians making it into college on scholarships and getting accepted. So they, you know, like the Ivy League said, you know, we're going to quietly put the kibosh on this and bring in more
yes.
people, less
Mhm.
Asians.
Yes.
Guess what? Not fair to the Asians.
Not fair at
Right?
all.
It's not fair. It doesn't matter if you're Asian, white, Black, Mexican, Korean, Hungarian. I don't care what you are. If you made the grades and you can get in, they should not look. We live in a world where these universities are calling everyone else a racist. Guess who's the biggest fucking racist in the world?
University.
You, because you're not letting people in based on their merit. You're letting them in on the base of the color of their skin, and that ain't right. So
The
if you want to sit
universities have
around and
been
talk
messed
about
up for a
racism,
while.
universities, go fuck yourselves, because you're sitting there going, if you're Asian, you can't get in because we got too many of you. Guess what? How about on your merit? And you know who used to say that? Oh, I don't know, a guy named Martin Luther King Jr. Judge me on my merit, not the color of my skin. And we're doing that in universities. But wait, that's not the problem. I don't want to get into a racist conversation here because I don't care about that. I hate racism. And I think colleges are the biggest offenders right now. But let me continue.
Continue. I'm muting because there's a vacuum running.
If you are Simone Biles and you could do what other people can't do, and you've worked your ass off for years doing what no one else can do, and then the Olympic Committee just jumps in there and says, okay, Simone, you could do those tricks, but we won't give you the score you deserve. Why? Because you're so much better than all the other girls that we got to downgrade you. Is that fair? I used to call it the pussification of a nation. Now it's the pussification of the whole fucking world. We're hurting humans by saying, hey, best, we won't let you be the best because no one else is willing to kick ass like you and do what you're doing and become as good as you. Why did they downgrade it? What their excuse is because we don't want the other girls to hurt themselves. Bullshit. Bullshit. And then the girl, next thing you know, Simone Biles is pulling out of the Olympics because she's calling it mental problems. Now, I give her a half a fucking round and I'll go, okay, Simone, I get it. The pressure's on you. The whole world's looking at you. You're doing all this stuff. You miss one vault. The whole world goes, woo. You start doubting yourself and you have to claim mental anguish and you drop out of the Olympics. I don't agree with that, Simone. I say you stay in there and you lose with respect, because there used to be a time in this world where no one cared about your mental ill. All we cared about is there were a lot of little girls watching you, and because you had a bad day, it looks like you dropped out. Would you agree, Anna? Disagree? Where are you on this? And you don't have to agree with me on this, by the way. You never do.
All right, I was muting because there were vacuum cleaners running in the background, but if it's not loud, then I will unmute. But I guarantee you it'll get closer. As I unmute.
Right.
I completely agree. Why is this? This comes down to like on a local level where it's the participation trophy thing where we've made it where we have to feather the nest of every single human when we all know that the only reason that we grow as humans is through contrast and through things hurting our feelings and through things being painful to get through and through us struggling. You don't build muscle by things being easy. You have to lift the heavy weight and literally tear the muscle fibers so that then when you recover, you get stronger. Like it's the basis of the laws of the universe that you only grow through contrast or adversity. I'm sorry, but that's true. And that's why we love stories of people who've had these crazy, terrible, horrible upbringings and they've overcome them, right? To like grow through adversity.
Right.
And now we've all decided that then when we all had kids, our kids could never get their feelings hurt or could never have to struggle. They just had to receive everything because our feelings were hurt so much. And it's just not true. They have to also experience adversity and negative emotions and pain in order to grow as people. You can't raise a child and feather their nest because then I don't know why the Olympic Committee did that. It actually robs the other female gymnasts of the opportunity to try.
Or in the case where Simone ends up quitting and you almost see why she would, it does two things. The little girl watching at home is going, my hero is a quitter. Number one. Number two, she
doesn't know all the facts. That's for sure. Right.
Right. Because no one knows what the facts are. And number two, it robs the girl who ends up beating Simone anyway.
Of a fair competition.
It's not fair competition. It's like, oh, the reason you won is because Simone just decided not to play anymore. She took a ball and went home. So look, the woman is used to pressure. I get it. But if you know that you're under that much pressure before you even get to, you could just drop out before the Olympics. Let someone else take your place right then and there. Right. And, I know this is a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this.
I don't care.
But
because here's the deal. Here's the deal though, Vinnie. We have made it. And it all connects back to as well why everyone's so afraid to talk about mental health. Nobody ever wants to be in pain or see somebody in pain. We're so quick to want to rescue and lift up, which don't get me wrong. We should want to help our fellow human, of course. But you have to allow people to move through negative experiences. It's okay. It's okay for that to happen. And instead we go, hey, I'm here for you while you move through that negative experience instead of going, I'm going to take away every possible circumstance to make sure that you never feel anything negative. And it's like, well, you're not addressing the mental health thing by doing that, by the way.
Whenever
it goes really deep and it's very pervasive in our culture about how terrified we are of all this stuff. Like never feel pain. And then, but people are. They're addicted to opioids. They're addicted to drugs. They're on the things. They're addicted to foods that people can't get a breath of fresh air. And nobody knows what the right thing to do is. And so then then we see our heroes do this stuff and they're not supposed to go through. They're supposed to be so tough that they never experience that. Well, they do. Everybody does. Exactly. Surprise.
And by the way, Simone Biles is not the only one who quit. Djokovic, after he lost his single match, dropped out of doubles, meaning that his partner had to fucking drop out of doubles. Why? I just had enough. Really? Guess what? The country who sent you there, who paid for you to be there, did they have enough? Did your partner who you fucked over, did he have enough? No, you're just going to take your ball and go home?
Didn't he throw the racket and kind of have a temper tantrum too?
Probably. They're a bunch of big fucking babies, man. I'm telling you, it's the pussification of the world. No one has dignity anymore. If I can't win,
Simone Biles has dignity.
And going home. Yeah, I give Simone, as I said, I give her a half a round here because they fucked her over. The Olympic Committee fucked her over. Hey, Simone, you could go do 20,000 flips before you hit the ground. We're going to downgrade that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then she does what she does after they do what they do. And we sit around and the little girl sitting at home going, wait, mommy, what happened to my hero?
Right.
Because a young girl at home does not understand mental problem or I had a mental problem. They don't get that. Right. They don't get that. They're only seeing what they see. And all the other girls on the team, Simone Biles ends up fucking them over. And guess what? The United States, my tax dollars, your tax, pays for them to go there.
Right.
Fine. I guess doesn't matter. And then Djokovic does the same thing. What are you showing all your fans who go and watch that? If you don't want to be in the Olympics, you're already a multi-bazillionaire. Go do what you're doing. Go take more money from Rolex and Longines and every other watch company, and I'll give you fucking $30 million a year. We don't give a shit. Just don't come to this stage and do what you're doing and be a crybaby. Sorry, can't buy into your bullshit. But wait, it continues, Anna.
Okay.
You want to say something about Djokovic?
I used to be the female voice of the tennis channel. And I got to say, it was one of the most stressful jobs I ever had because tennis has the most confusing pronunciations of names. So just throwing that out there.
Yeah. I don't think Djokovic actually starts with a J. It starts with like a D.
It's DJ Djokovic. Yeah. It's, yeah.
And there's no H on it, but we say ch.
No, it has a C at the end.
The Tortorich has an H. Tortorich.
Doesn't matter. People still mispronounce it. Somebody said to me the other day, your co-host Vinnie Tortoric. I was like, okay, it's fine.
Yeah, it's close enough.
My favorite is when you do a podcast interview and they just read whatever the bio that you sent over. Cause I'm like, I don't know, here's a bio. I use it for, and it's, and then they literally mispronounce every single thing along the way. And you're like, we could just talk. It's okay. Like, yeah. I feel bad now. I'm like,
it makes you realize why we're one of the better podcasts out there. Because we don't read, folks. We don't read.
And because we can't.
So, did you pay attention to the high jump? The male high jump?
No, you're going to have to fill me in on that one. I'm telling you, I have tuned out the Olympics this year.
Okay, Anna.
I have not been interested.
You want to talk about participation trophies? This has come home to roost also in the Olympics and the high jump, because the guy from Italy and the guy from Qatar ended up.
Is that how you say it?
I say Qatar, but now they say Qatar.
Oh, I thought it was Qatar.
I used to say Chile. Now everyone says Chile. So I don't know.
Oh. I was like, Chile, like the food? Oh, the country. Got it. Okay.
It's Qatar or Qatar. Same place. Now, I don't know if you know this. I learned this by watching like Real Sports about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Qatar doesn't actually have any real athletes. They buy their athletes from other countries.
Oh, okay.
That's why you'll go, wait a minute.
Is it because they got that oil money?
Yeah, that guy looks African. He doesn't look like he comes from, nobody's from Qatar. That's on the team. They're all from, they started buying weightlifting athletes years ago. And then they buy the best athletes from around the world because they have all that money. But okay, I'm fine with that. You want to buy your athletes? Good. Well, they bought this guy. I'm guessing, I don't know if he's a Qatarian or not. Do you say Qatarian?
Qatarite?
Qatarich? All right, so Vinnie I don't know where this guy's from. The other guy's from Italy. They're now in the shootout. Like everyone's out and they have the same height. They have to keep jumping to see who's the best. What do you think these two jackasses decide?
Let's just call it a draw.
Let's split the gold medal.
What?
Let's split the gold medal. Let's both get a goal. Let's not jump
go for it.
And here's the story behind it. Well, they both had the same ankle injuries and they were buddies, and fuck that. You know what we want to see? You know what Italy sent you there for? To win Italy a gold medal.
I guarantee you the Italians were not a fan of that choice.
You know why Qatar paid for your ass to be there? So you could get a gold medal, not to fucking pull a draw, because guess what you just turned the gold medal into? A fucking participation trophy. That's all it is. A participation
You're just reinforcing
trophy.
My choice to stop watching the Olympics this year.
Oh, we both want to win. Guess what? There was no silver. They just went right to bronze. So if you two guys are going to get gold, why can't the bronze guy be silver? And why can't you pull the full? Oh, you know why? Because there was no precedence for this. This has never happened before until we got the world's biggest pussies in the Olympics. Keep giving people participation trophies, folks. We're seeing it. The chickens have come home to roost. We're doing it on a world stage now.
I guess I'm confused because
everybody gets a gold because nobody wanted to win. One guy, one guy didn't want to beat the other guy. But
I always thought like, yeah, participation trophies, they're like for 6-year-olds playing soccer and going the wrong direction or whatever. We get that. But like, I never thought it would make it onto the world stage like that, where I don't know. Why not at least try? At least a friendly, if they're friends, that's fine. It can be a friendly competition, but at least compete. Why not?
And I'm glad you brought that up.
You went
Hang
all
on.
the way there.
Let me speak to that for a second. I had close friends, blood brothers that went to different high schools that I had to compete against in track, football, baseball, and basketball. When they were on the field, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to rip their fucking head. When they were on the other team, I wanted to rip their heads off of their shoulders and shit down their necks as an athlete. And you know what they wanted to do? They wanted to rip my head off and shit down my neck as an athlete. You know why? Because the only way we can respect each other after the game is by doing that.
By going all the way.
By going all out 1,000%. Let me tell you something. Back when I was an ultra cyclist, I used to DNF more than anyone else. And you go, Jesus Christ,
because you went for it.
You gave up? Because Rich Rowe said one time, he was watching me in the 508, my friend Rich Rowe, famous vegan. Rich said, Vinnie can finish every race if he just laid back a bit. And Rich may be right. But you know what Vinnie can't do by laying back a bit? He can't win.
That's true.
You can't win. What? I'm going to get a fuck. Oh, did you finish? Did you finish it? Yeah, I finished. I'd rather fucking go down in a blaze of glory, DNF, than not win. Because you know what it's called? When you get on the starting line, there's an R. It's called a race. It's not called an also ran. They didn't call it a Kumbaya festival. It wasn't the fucking, it wasn't Woodstock. We didn't go there to feel good and to do drugs. We went there because we wanted to rip every other guy's head off of his shoulder.
And still do drugs.
Crap down his neck and then do drugs.
And then do drugs.
And then drink some beer. But you understand what I'm saying, Anna?
Yes.
You don't go there. I get it. Look, there are people like our good friend, Scott, help me out. Lost 500 pounds. Scott King.
Scott King. He did his first triathlon, right?
I had a fucking tear in my eye.
I know. It was amazing.
Why? You know why?
We're so proud of you, Scott King.
He went there and he won. You go, wait a minute, Vin. He didn't even finish first. He won because he got to that finish line. And you know what he did? You know, I saw it last night. He did another tweet. You know what he said? I just signed up for my second triathlon.
Yeah.
That's a winner. That's a guy who said, I'm going to go there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to win. I'm going to finish. For him, that's a win. I get that kind of win. But when I show up, I know that there's 10 other guys there trying to win that race, and they know I'm there too. And we would all be ashamed of ourselves if the other 9 guys laid back and let one guy win. If we all got together and go, you know what, Larry hasn't won in a few races. We've all won. Let's all lay back. You think Larry would look at that as a victory if he knew that all 9 of us let him win?
Oh, please, Vinnie, I went through this with the school, with Lucy's school, when they were like playing 4th grade or 5th grade volleyball, and her team was getting trounced, and they did that, or soccer. I can't even remember what it was. It was so much bullshit tied up in these kids' sports. And they would do the thing where they would reset the scorecard back to 0 and just let them play. And I was like, no, let them feel what it feels like to get their asses handed to, like, it was a mercy killing. You know what I mean? And I was like, let them feel it. It's okay. They're going to survive. If you feel a little humiliation or shame and you learn how to process that emotion as a young kid, great. But then you get out into the world and you've never experienced humiliation and shame, which you will experience, by the way. There will be assholes out there ready to fucking hand your ass to you.
Oh, yeah.
And if you've never experienced or processed humiliation and shame and figured out what your boundaries are versus somebody else, then how are you supposed to do that when you're out in the real world? You can't do it. These kids freak out. I'm like, no, they need to experience it. But you know what? All the moms were caught up in what kind of fucking snacks people brought. It was just snacks.
Yeah.
No, get sun chips. No, get oranges. No, get Capri Suns. And I was just like, oh my God, it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
It is all.
And I have great admiration and respect for the parents who are out there coaching teams for kids and helping these kids out and being a voice of reason with all this, because it's, to me, I was like, I'm out. I'm not volunteering to help with this again because it's too political. I hated it.
No, we need more alphas out there. I know this all makes me sound like old man Vinnie, get off my lawn. I get it. I get it.
Well, then I guess
really
I'm
do.
turning into old man Vinnie because.
But I think a lot of people, and Anna, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I've been talking to people, some neighbors who are younger. They come over with their kids to go swimming. We have a pool that I've never gotten into, but the neighbor kids seem to love it. I talked to, they feel the same way. They're talking quietly about this. Like, what's going on with these Olympics? What's happening? But I did see two things last night. Glimmers of hope, Anna.
Okay, that's good. We're going to end with some good news.
You know what? It started off a shit sandwich, but we're going to end with good news. By the way, folks, if you're going to eat a shit sandwich, Belcampo.com, promo code Vinnie, 15% off.
Turn that shit into meat,
is
what I'm saying.
You want it to be a meat sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
The women's long jump finals last night.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. has this woman. She's like 37 years old. She looks like the business.
Right.
She's won more golds and she's won more medals. She's been at like 4 or 5 Olympics. And I mean, she has a look on her face that will scare the Medusa. I mean, she is all business. And boy, she puts on those Oakleys and the whole thing. That woman, she will strike fear into Genghis Khan. I swear to God. She's got Eye of the Tiger. They talked about it in Rocky 2. Eye of the Tiger. Rocky 3. Eye of the Tiger. You got to have this woman's got Eye of the Tiger. There's this other woman. I can't remember which country she's from. Not Ethiopia, not Jamaica. I don't know. This woman is all of a sudden, because they do 6 rounds, this woman is number 2 right behind her. At some point, this woman outjumps her. They both only have 1 jump left. But there's a third woman, a woman that's going to get the bronze. All 3 of these women are going to get a medal, right? We just don't know. When they go into the last round, we don't know who's going to get gold, silver, and bronze. I love this, right? So the 3rd place woman goes first. The woman, I think she was from Germany. She has the jump of her lifetime. And she outjumps everybody. She didn't come close to that before. She outjumps everyone. The woman who was supposed to come in second originally came in third, and the American came in second. But when that woman, the American woman, took her sunglasses up and put them on top of her head, her eyes were different. They were vastly different. She had the look of respect for this other woman. These women fought it out. They didn't go, you know what? That's all, it's too much pressure. It's too much tension. We only have one. We each have 1 jump left. We all like the order we're in, right? We're all good right here. No. The 3rd place woman ended up getting gold. And a woman who has been to 3 Olympics, 4 Olympics, and gotten 3 medals. The perennial favorite, the one everybody was looking at from around the world, the look of respect in her eyes when she took those sunglasses up for this other woman, that is the spirit of athletic competition. Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. It's not all dead. It's not all dead. But you see, I think, Anna, you may agree or disagree with me, the women still have that eye. I think the men are losing the eye. The women are, that's why back, when Hillary Clinton was running for president and all my friends kept saying, well, Hillary, obviously she's going to win. And I said, well, why? It's like, well, not only is she going to get all the Democratic votes, but she's going to get all the women. I went, no, you don't understand.
Right. Women won't vote for other women.
Women don't like women. Every other woman in the world is competition to a woman. And guess who was right about that? By and large, she didn't get the number of female votes they thought she was going to get because she owned a vagina. Other women went, fuck it, I ain't voting for her. She's a woman. What makes her better than me? See, that's the one thing politicians always get wrong. Women won't necessarily vote for a woman. Would you agree, Anna? You were in politics. I mean, sometimes, yeah, but
I don't know. I had a lot of female clients and male clients. So I was on the congressional and Senate side. So things were a little different. I've never worked on a presidential. I interviewed.
Well, So that was one
I
more
had a
thing
job
that
offer.
happened.
I did not take it. If you know what I'm saying.
I do know. I know you. We talked about that off the air. I got one more
Yeah.
thing that happened in the Olympics last night.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
I was telling Tallulah right before, because we were watching a women's high jump. I was like, we don't see the Bob Beamon type thing anymore in the Olympics, where like one thing happens that's way beyond everything else. Right after the long jump, Tallulah goes, all right, I'm turning in. I was still on the floor doing my calisthenics. I said, let me just watch the men's 400 hurdles, high hurdles. This race was won by a guy who was supposed to come in second place. All three of the top three guys came in under world record time. The guy who came in first, I want to say he was from Germany also, or somewhere like that. Maybe one of the British. I don't know where he was from. Eastern European. The guy beat the original world record by more than a second, by more than 1 second. That was Bob. They even said, we haven't seen this kind of, they ran the hurdles as fast as you would see the 400, just straight 400 with no hurdles being run. That's how fast this guy ran it. So fast that the first three guys beat the old world record. So fast that he beat it by 1 second, creating a Bob Beamon type win. So just when I was mentioning Bob Beamon, in the next 5 minutes, I saw Bob Beamon type. Do people still know who Bob Beamon is?
I don't think so.
Do you know, Anna?
Mm-mm.
We used to talk about him on the show way back when. He was in the Olympic Games in Mexico. I guess that was 68 Olympics. And he went like several feet further than any other Olympic athlete in the long jump had ever gone. I mean, it was so far that they had to stop the competition for 45 minutes because they didn't have a measuring device that was that long. They didn't think any human can go that far. And not even Bob Beamon was able to recreate that jump ever in his history.
Right.
Right. And he had what they call a cataclysmic, pull up Bob Beamon on you.
Mm-hmm.
He had a cataclysmic seizure or event, as they called it, because he had just done something that no other human had ever done.
68.
68. I don't think
Olympics.
that it was beaten until, what's his name? The guy that used to run for us, the really good looking guy.
Mike Powell.
Mike Powell beat it.
Mike Powell beat it.
In what, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
91.
Oh, it was beaten in 91. I thought it went longer than that.
But it was 23 years. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it took 23 years to catch up with Bob Beamon. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. So anyway, that's the Olympics. That's what's going on. I'm still trying to enjoy them, but God, we need to stop. Look at what's happening. Look what participation trophies are doing for us. We need more Karate Kid out there. We need to start sweeping legs. We need that kind of activity. We got to stop with all this crap of making every kid a winner and every kid's a hero. Guess what? I always say this about doctors. They're not all the best. Someone finished last in their class. We need that in life. I always say this about rock and rollers. Every rock and roller wanted to be a great athlete. Every great athlete wanted to be a rock and roller. Why? Because most kids picked up the guitar after they got cut from a baseball, football, basketball, track team. They got cut and they went home and said, you know what? I'm going to try something else. Other kids like Michael Jordan got cut and went home and said, you know what? I got nothing but time on my hands now. I will not put a basketball down. He became Michael Jordan. Failure is how we succeed in life.
You have to.
It doesn't.
You don't learn anything when things are going well. Sorry. In fact, that's when people are doing their NSNG and when what happens when things are going really well, they go, I can have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then people, I'm telling you, we make judgment errors when things are going well, thinking this is my permanent state. I never have to put the work in ever again.
Yeah. It's always work. They say that about dogs, horses, cats, everything. You could train an animal to do what I train my dogs to go outside and poop and pee and everything else. But always know this. your animal is always learning something. And
That's
that
right.
positive reinforcement can quickly turn into negative reinforcement. Next thing you know, they're crapping all over your couch. I'm not making this up.
So rude.
You don't want your kids crapping on your couch. And that's what they're doing now. We're making it okay. We're making life too comfortable for them. And again, I know I'm old man Vinnie. Now, Anna, let's do a Cappelli ad, and then we're going to talk about what I'm sure is going to get me canceled.
Yes.
Podcasting and everything else.
Good news, folks. Cappelli has oil and other products stateside ready to sell to all of us. I already got my 3-liter tin. I got my garlic powder, my sun-dried tomato powder, and grilling salts. I highly recommend you get the 3-liter tin. Do not mess around with any smaller thing. That 3-liter tin, you're going to go through it. In fact, I was embarrassed that I only got one, but I wanted to be nice and let other people get their 3-liter tin. Now, this grilling salt is pretty amazing. Steven basically put together some herbs and some spices together, and it is delicious on the meats. So make sure you get some of that. If you use the discount code Vinnie, Vinnie, you're going to get 10% off your order every single time. So make sure you increase your order enough to get the free shipping so that after you use the discount code, you still qualify for free shipping. Oh my God, that stuff's so good. The next thing he's got to get in though is a sun-dried tomato spread. That is not in right now, but that stuff is good. Get the KTM oil, that's back in. Get the KTM spicy chili flakes. Get the 3-liter tin. Oh, the spaghettata, which is, it sounds like spaghetti, but it's not. It's actually it's got like garlic. What is it in it? Garlic, red pepper flake, oregano, parsley, garlic, crushed red pepper, salt. That's what it is. And it's so good to fry up with your vegetables. If you're pan frying your vegetables in the Cappelli olive oil, it's one of my favorite things to do, but it's called spaghettata because that's the dish that you make it with spaghetti. But obviously we're not doing spaghetti. You could do it with zucchini noodles. That would be wonderful. Or spaghetti squash, and that would be delicious. But use the discount code Vinnie, Vinnie, to get 10% off your order each and every time. Villacappelli.com. Go there. You will not regret it. I eat olive oil every day.
Same here.
Every day. I'm either making a dressing or a marinade, or I'm just doing a little shot with my ultra salt in it. So strong recommend. Strong recommend. Now, Vinnie.
Anna, wait, hang on.
I don't even think we should
that,
talk about this.
Anna, we might not because we have breaking news here.
Okay.
This is apropos of nothing. Tallulah just sent me something on a text. It says Simone Biles opens up about withdrawal from the Olympic competition. I don't think you realize how dangerous, blah, blah. There's a video here. Should I play it?
Sure.
I've not heard this. I'm playing something. I've not vetted this. Let me see. I guess I turn this up.
Can you just play it into your mic?
I'm going to try to.
Or is it synced up with are your texting app synced up with your computer? You can play it through your computer.
I just plugged my phone into my my board. So let's see if this comes up. See what happens here. It's showing photos of her. I don't hear any. Do you hear any?
I don't hear anything.
All right. There's another way I can try to do this. Let me pull this out. There's no sound. It's just a video.
Is your sound on your phone and turned up?
And I'm going to send this to you.
Okay. I can play it through my thing.
And maybe it's just copy that you can read. Let's see. Because we're talking about it and we might have breaking news here. Vocino. Okay, let me know if this comes through to you. It's by cbsnews.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Right now.
I couldn't make heads or I couldn't get it to play. I tried to get it to play. This is us producing on the fly, folks. We didn't know this was coming in. Tallulah just sent this. Tallulah.
Let me just read the article then.
Okay. Well, I didn't even see that part. I was just trying to play the video.
Superstar gymnast Simone Biles defended her decision to withdraw from Olympic competitions on her Instagram story on Thursday night, explaining that she is still struggling from what is known as the quote twisties and isn't sure if she'll be able to compete in individual competitions scheduled for next week. This week, Biles pulled out of both the team final and the women's individual all around at the Tokyo Games to focus on her mental health. Team USA won silver in the team event, and Biles' teammate Suni Lee won, or is it Sunny Lee? I don't know how to say her name. Apologies. Won gold in the individual, the 5th American woman in a row to do so. Opening up on Instagram stories overnight, Biles, a 6-time Olympic medalist, answered questions from her fans about a condition that gymnasts call the twisties, a frightening state of disassociation that prevents athletes from successfully completing a skill, which can lead to serious injury. Quote, I can't even fathom twisting. I seriously cannot comprehend how to twist, Biles wrote on Instagram, attempting to explain how the twisties feel. Quote, strangest and weirdest thing as well as feeling. Biles said that while training this week, she has not been landing the moves she is meant to perform in competition. She said that she has been affected in every apparatus, quote, which sucks really bad. Biles added that she has experienced the twisties before and they're not fun to deal with. She said they started happening after the preliminary round earlier this week. Quote, it's honestly petrifying trying to do a skill, but not having your mind and body in sync, she explained. 10 out of 10 do not recommend. Literally cannot tell up from down. It's the craziest feeling ever, not having an inch of control over your body, she continued. What's even scarier is since I have no idea where I am in the air, I also have no idea how I'm going to land or what I'm going to land on. Heads, hands, feet, back, ... Biles also continued to defend her decision to remove herself from competition for her own safety. Quote, I didn't have a bad performance and quit. I've had plenty of bad performances throughout my career and finished competition, she said. I simply got so lost. My safety was at risk as well as a team medal. Hold on. Sorry, it just reset me. I don't think you realize how dangerous this is on hard/competition surfaces, she added, nor do I have to explain why I put my health first. Physical health is mental health. Biles qualified in all 6 of the women's gymnastic finals, team, individual, all-around, vault, uneven bars, balance beam, and floor. It's not clear if she will compete next week. Typically for me, it's usually 2 or more weeks when I've had them before, she said in the timeline. Honestly, no.
Exactly the amount of time that the Olympics are, but go on.
Honestly, no telling/time frame, something you have to take literally day by day, turn by turn. USA Gymnastics said on Wednesday that Biles will be evaluated daily to determine if it is safe for her to participate in next week's finals. And that's the end of the article.
So I can't comment on that because I don't know. Look, in skeet shooting and golf and everything, baseball is called the yip. So they call it, a flinch, where you're all of a sudden you start flinching. I think most sports call it the flinch or the yips. Baseball.
Yips is baseball, right?
Yeah, we used to call it the yips in baseball, where your mind is telling you to do one thing and your body does the other thing, usually your hands, because it's eye-hand coordination sport. So, okay, I can't comment on that. I don't know what the twisties are, but it sounds like gymnastics version of what happens in golf and shooting sports and anything with eye hand or I guess soccer could have its version of it too. Eye foot coordination, or if you're a hacky sack player, I guess that can happen. So I can't comment.
With gymnasts, it's like inner ear balance stuff too, I would imagine, or they're flipping
I don't know.
air.
She just said, I don't know. She says she doesn't know up from down. My question would be if any of the other gymnasts, because they're all together all the time warming up, did anyone else see her doing this in warm-ups? No one else has spoken a word, right? No one's coming out. It's like everyone's afraid to come out because she is the GOAT, right?
Well, no one should speak on her condition but her.
Right, but I'd like to know what's going on in the background. If they're going, look, we saw her, do these double, triple, blah, blah, blah with the round off, no problem.
Right.
She just choked when she got out there, and then she did it perfectly backstage. I don't know.
But she said it's not a bad performance thing. Like if that was the case.
Look, I'm going to go back to what I said before. They created, the media created this mess around her. I get it. She's the greatest of all time. But when you start telling a girl, we're going to grade your score differently, that can start fucking with you, right? I don't think this is all in Simone Biles. I think a lot of it has to do with the sport going, we're going to grade you differently. Now she feels like she's got to be twice as perfect. Next thing you know, you're fucking up.
Right.
In skeet, we call it trying to make the shot too perfect. You have 1 second, set up, move, make the shot, right? sometimes you sit there and you go, let me make it perfect. And then you miss.
Right.
You know, she could be trying to make it perfect. It could be their fault for saying, we're going to judge you. I don't know. I have never walked a mile in her shoes, nor would I want to.
Yeah.
But
especially
man,
not this week.
It's sure in the hell. You look at other young girls who are watching that going, hey, mommy, is it okay to quit? I think, I don't know if it's Simone. I don't know if it's the Olympics. I think they put this girl in one heck of a predicament. I really do. I'm talking about it. I'm still not sure what I believe.
Oh, I'm Team Simone.
Yeah,
I feel like she would just say, like, I don't know. I don't think any athlete who has had the opportunity to win medals and who continues to have the opportunity to participate in the Olympics would take it lightly. I just don't.
Well, you would say that, but then you have Djokovic and you have the guy from Qatar and Italy, you know? So I'm looking around going, all of these guys are going, I'm not having a great day. They pull themselves out of competition, or they go, hey, let's just share medal.
Well, then we shouldn't be watching the Olympics anymore.
It's literally becoming, you know, like The Bachelor. You know, it's The Bachelor.
You're here for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, you're here for the wrong reasons. Pretty much. We've now pussified.
Vinnie, will you accept this rose?
From you, Anna?
Mm-hmm.
From you?
Yeah.
Does it come with some of your puttanesca sauce?
Yeah.
Yeah, in that case, yeah.
Will you accept this pink crema rose?
Oh, yeah. You know that.
Okay.
Because I'm in love with you, Anna.
Great.
I am. I know I'm in love.
I think that you're using me for my sauce.
That may be true, but at least, come on.
You really believe your own hype right now, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
You know it's the sauce.
No, I do. I really believe right now that I love you. Hashtag for the sauce.
I think I love you.
I think I love you. Don't do that, because, you know, they're always looking for a reason.
Who's saying? Was that David Cassidy or Sean Cassidy?
That was the one that was on the show, The Partridge Family.
David Cassidy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You know, Sean Cassidy lives 4 doors down from us.
Braggart. I think you told me that.
But see, I wouldn't recognize him. I wouldn't know him if I saw him. Lauren knows him, but I haven't seen him. But because you know what I always think of when I think of Sean Cassidy? I think of Danny Bonaducci. And I know that he doesn't look like that.
The Dooch. Bill, I'm sorry, you got to cut this out of the video, but we got to.
Oh, no, you're going to play it? It's such a good song.
Leona.
Yeah, why? What did she send you a song you don't care for?
No, if that came on while we were dating back in 1978, I heard that harpsichord
at the camp.
That was my erection at the camp. Yeah. I would have lost it.
Because you know, if she's making out with you, she's imagining she's making out with David Cassidy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then the harpsichord.
The harpsichord comes on. Do you want to hear something crazy? My grandfather.
All the shit we were talking.
Yeah. About. No. Legit. Like, who's ever thinks about or talks about a harpsichord, right? A harpsichord is, of course, the predecessor to a piano, right? And it uses it's a harp, the same as it plucks the string instead of it being a hammer, which hits the string like a piano, right?
Right.
My grandfather in 1974 built my mother a harpsichord.
Oh, come on.
So my mother had her master's in organ and piano in church music. Right? And then she went back and got her master's in divinity and became a minister. So she's got 2 master's degrees.
Your grandfather can bend wood and do all that. He had that.
My grandfather made everything. He made all the. He loved. He basically. They're from Norfolk, Virginia, and he was an architect. And he only went through the 3rd grade, and then he taught himself calculus or whatever, and became one of the premier architects in Virginia back in the 50s and 60s.
Wow.
Right? There's buildings in Richmond that he's designed that are still some of the things there. He's designed a lot of the public schools in Norfolk and Virginia Beach in that area.
Where's all your money? How did you not end up with all that
It's
money?
Gone. Way gone.
That's screwed, Anna.
I know. Well, they did all right. but it wasn't like he was like a rich architect kind of thing. But his hobby was woodworking and stuff. And I loved hanging out with him. And he also cut his thumb off. So his end of his thumb looked like the end of a hot dog, you know?
Yeah.
And I always thought that was cool. And he knew how to boat. They lived on the Elizabeth River that goes into the Chesapeake. And, you know, so I learned how to do all that kind of stuff with him. And then he died when I was 8. But he built her a harpsichord. My mom could play the harpsichord. Well, my mom hated her family, hated them. Okay. There was abuse. It was bad. And she did not want anything of, and so she basically got rid of, my grandfather built all this furniture. He loved Jefferson style. Everything was to imitate all the furniture at Monticello. Their entire house looked like the furniture at Monticello.
And as you know, Monticello is right down the street.
Right down the street from you. Exactly. And and so she got rid of everything, except she did keep the harpsichord and gave it to my aunt and uncle. And they have now had it for about 30 years in cold storage. And I literally have a harpsichord that they call me about every 3 months. They're like, hey, when are you going to get this harpsichord and ship it to California? And I'm like,
Anna, you should
don't want it. I don't want it.
Is
that terrible?
A humidor to put it in.
What am I going to do with a harpsichord, Vinnie? It's a boner killer. Let's be honest.
Can I have it?
You could probably take it. Do you have room for it in the house? We don't have room.
Office.
You know what California is? There's like not an inch to spare.
You know
Actually, we could put it in one of the rooms.
I could,
but then I got to get
me.
it from
It could be
Virginia to
behind me all the
California.
time. I could just.
Oh my God!
And every now and then I'll just.
And then you could go over and do like a little Liberace segment, like "Welcome to the show."
You know what? I could just hire a chick to get behind me and just paddle it and.
And do the Fabulous Baker. No, it's not that. You're playing it like a piano.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's right.
It's the same concept as a harp, where when you hit the things, the hammers go up and pluck the strings.
Yeah, that's right.
A piano hammers down on the strings.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of the wrong instrument. I'm thinking of.
And here's the second little like coda to that story. So I played the piano all the time when I was little. Needless to say, my mother put me in piano lessons very early. And which I can't play anything now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Maybe it helped with like my brain. And listen, music training helped with what I do for a living now, right? With the voice stuff and singing and all that stuff. He built me what's called a virginal, which is an upright harpsichord. I have no idea where that has been lost. But I'm saying like what a specific woodworking project, a harpsichord and an upright harpsichord. Who in America says that they have had those built for them? Almost me. So if anybody's listening out there is a harpsichord enthusiast, please hit me up on the socials.
My dad built my brother and I a go-kart when we were kids.
Way more functional.
Yeah,
usable.
We rode the crap out of it. It probably cost more than if he had gone to the store to buy one, but ours was like slung really low to the ground. It's very fast. It did like plus 45 miles an hour. And we loved that thing. We would clean it and shine it and ride it all day. Michael and I loved that thing. We blew a couple of it. We rode it so much we would blow engines. And we would have to save our money to buy another engine and all this kind of stuff. God, love that thing.
My grandfather could build anything, obviously.
He
could make anything. I still have like jewelry boxes and things like that she didn't get rid of, but boy, oh boy. My mom threw out everything. She threw out photo journals from like back when they were doing like daguerreotypes and not like actual photographs. Like we had family photos from like 1834 or something. She's like, trash. I hate them all. Like she just got rid of everything. I was like, okay, well, I guess new beginnings.
Folks, the thing I will talk about is Anna Vocino, because she's got 2 cookbooks, Eat Happy and Eat Happy 2. She also has 3 gravies. Some of you guys call them sauces. She's got a marinara, puttanesca, and a pink sauce, pink crema. And they come under eathappykitchen.com. You can go check them out there. Also, Anna's in a bunch of grocery stores around what area, Anna?
Right now, we are in Pasadena and Grassroots 1968. We're in San Diego in California Keto. And we're in Pismo Beach at California Fresh Market, and we are about to be onboarded into Lassen's. We are waiting for our new grocery case packs to be made so that the Lassen's all over Southern California, and then through you guys helping out and talking to people at Lazy Acres, at Natural Grocers, at Jimbo's, at Mother's, at all the places around the Southwest that I have a new distributor at. We're going to get onboarded into those. And thank you to everybody who's written me about. Blaine Tamplain wrote me about Hy-Vee or HEB, sorry. And, I could go on. Melissa McKay, tons of people.
Stop, Anna.
Writing.
That's not
Blaine Tamplain.
Tamplain. I grew up with the guy. I know the guy. Yeah. Blaine and I
know.
Like first grade.
Well, he's old school. He's from the day one of the podcast.
Yeah, no, Blaine goes back. We met in first grade.
Oh my God,
at Ascension Catholic Primary School.
Great. Well, I'm telling you, people have been stopping in their local grocery store saying like, hey, you need to carry Eat Happy Kitchen, which I really appreciate. And I always follow up with the grocery store.
Yeah.
And, we got an order from Wicked Meats in Scottsdale, Arizona. So they'll be carrying the sauce soon.
Nice.
Yeah.
All
Working
right.
on it. Slowly but surely. It takes grocery moves at a snail's pace, I've found.
Tell
but
me
it's
about
okay.
it.
It's okay. But y'all can go get the sauce at eathappykitchen.com. Get a case, free shipping. Get the marinara meals PDF. Figure out how to make all that sauce. Done.
Boom.
Boom, boom.
That's like boom, boom. That's a supersonic boom.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Folks, if you like what's going on here, we all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, please go to vinnietotters.com. Click on the banner, bookmark it, use it every time. I noticed last month, sales were up a little bit, even though Amazon doesn't pay us anywhere near what we normally get paid. Sales were up a little bit last month. It still doesn't cover what it costs to do this podcast. So I'm always asking people, if you have a few extra bucks, it's kind of like PBS. We don't charge for the show, but you can go to vinnietotters.com, click on the superfan page. It's basically Patreon before Patreon.
We kind of invented Patreon, but then didn't monetize it like Patreon did.
Yeah, because we're dumb.
We're so dumb.
Yeah, we started doing this long before anyone knew how to monetize. It was like, why can't we just have a thing? And we did.
A super fan page. And we did.
And that's how this podcast gets. This is how I'll keep it running.
That's right.
There's a lot of checks that get written for this show. None of those checks are written with my name on it. My signature's on it because someone else is cashing it. But I don't get a check. Everyone else does. There's a lot of people that work behind the scenes. It's a lot of bandwidth and everything else. So we appreciate that you guys do that. I'm going to now turn off the video because we're going to go out on a little music. I don't want Bill to have do too much. So let's do that.